My only problem with ICE is that they're going after every minority group except black people. I mean, you're trying to reduce crime. You're just giving them more room to breathe. Can you imagine the shape you have to be in to deport black people?
Being black in America is funny to everybody except us, because we actually have to live through all the BS. We've had to live through it, and we continue to live through it. And now we have comedians who are finding humor in their racist jokes against us.
Now, ordinarily, comedy is supposed to make people laugh and make people happy. But sometimes comedy exposes exactly how people think, like in this case. Now, there's this Asian American comedian, Hans Kim. I think he's Korean American, who decided to crack a joke about ICE agents, going after every minority group in America, but, except black people. And for some people, it was just but a mere joke. But for a lot of people, especially black people, this did not just land as humor. And because when you play with something like race, especially in the context of America, you're playing with history, you're playing with very real struggles and undesirable lived experiences of some people. And especially at a time like this, when this, race and, ICE issue and deportations issue is very emotive in America. So you're not just telling jokes anymore at that point. You're really touching nerves of some people, and you're touching the wrong, raw nerves. So this is what I want us to talk about in this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you like. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and please subscribe to the channel, and I will really appreciate. Let's watch these videos, and I'll be back with some good commentary on the other side.
Did y'all feel all that hate? That was not a joke. That was just hate. Because there's nothing funny about wishing harm on another community. It's nothing funny to wish that harm comes to another community. The black Americans in the audience were not laughing, and this man clearly is not living up to his stereotype of being smart, because there's no such thing as an undocumented black American. Black Americans cannot be deported. And he want to talk about crime. Let's talk about the massage parlors, right? All that human trafficking, all that SMEX trafficking. Where do you think the terms came from? Me love you long time. Human trafficking, SMEX trafficking. Maybe ICE need to pay K-Town a visit. Maybe ICE need to pay Chinatown a visit, because I'm pretty sure they could save a lot of kidnapped women, a lot of women that's being trafficked from these industries. So it's funny how, nobody wish harm. The black American community never wish harm on another community, but the hate is always out there towards black Americans. No one's even thinking about Asians, right? And you have this joke. What about the ICE jokes? The people who's rounding people up, right? Then Trump said like 80% of ICE agents was like Latino or something like that. What about the jokes towards the Latino community that's actually rounding y'all up, right? Man, the hate is real. There's no allies.
These are his top 3 least favorite minority groups. Starting with number 3.
Sri Lankans.
We were really concerned you might just drop the N-word right from the top there. All right, here we are, back to the show. The number 2 least favorite group of immigrants.
Native Americans.
What is it about the Native Americans that you don't like?
They're poor and dirty.
There's one to go, everybody. The number 1 least favorite minority group, according to Hans Kim, is...
the blacks.
He's up on the stool.
I support the African American community. I'm glad that the new Black Panther movie came out, because it gave black children a hero they could finally look up to. And not just someone like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or Harriet Tubman, or Thurgood Marshall, George Washington Carver, Rosa Parks, Maya Angelou, Aretha Franklin, Nelson Mandela, Tupac, Obama, Oprah, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Lawrence Fishburne, Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Booker T. Washington, Jimi Hendrix, Beyonce. Now there's a fake person that dresses like a cat. I'm glad that the new Little Mermaid is black, because the water is the one place that I'm not afraid of black people. This is gonna get people killed. Look at me, mommy, I'm a little mermaid. LaQuisha, no! Grab onto this chicken wing. What, is she gonna wear a shower cap for the whole movie? What's next? A movie about an Asian NASCAR driver?
This thing called the Negro Building, which I think is horrible. Nowadays, we just call it a basketball court. You know? I have been buying a lot of things through Instagram ads. I bought that purple stuff that's supposed to make yellow teeth whiter. Yeah, I've been using it on my skin.
The Negro Building?
Yeah, it's a true thing. It's history, Jamar.
I love it. Why would you have to call out Jamar like that? He was just relaxing.
I was waiting for your lips to catch up to your words, so I...
Wearing a, what is that, Phoenix Suns?
Yes.
You like the Suns?
No.
Right. Neither does your father. You get it?
Yes. My father.
Your father's disappointed in you.
Should be proud of me. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him. We don't really talk.
You don't talk the talk, but do you walk the walk?
Man, listen, I don't know if y'all seen that video, right, where I was like, well, how come they're not deporting black folks? Why black folks are not getting arrested and all this extra shit, right? And I just think that video was kind of funny because obviously this guy don't know the history of America. Obviously, he don't. And ICE would have no reason to deport black folks simply because a lot of us that are actually citizens of America, we were born here. We've been here since day one. This is actually our home and our land. We would not have a reason to be deported anywhere else. Like that, it makes no sense. Like seriously, these folks is really crashing out and blaming black folks because ICE ain't bothering us. Like that's crazy to me. Like y'all need to handle y'all business. Don't put the blame on us because we ain't doing shit. Like, for real, bro. Like, y'all mad because y'all in the country illegal and they trying to get y'all ass back to where the fuck y'all came from. But y'all up put blaming the shit on black folks. Like, we doing some shit to y'all. This is a prime example why we need to stay out of this bullshit, let them folks handle their own business, and we just sit back and relax. Because obviously this is not our fight anyway. Like, seriously, I thought that video was funny because why would ICE be deporting black people when majority of us as black folks is from America? We were born here. So why would they deport us? That makes no sense. But hell, I'm just saying, what the fuck do I know?
Now, that brother explained the situation, well, how a lot of the immigrants feel, that a lot of them are jealous and downright furious that black Americans can't be deported. Now, let me get to you what it really is. What they really thought about America. See, they thought that the United States of America is a white man's country. I'm going to repeat it again. The immigrants thought in the United States it's a white man's country, and we're here as a immigrant because this is a white man's country. And what the immigrants are finding out, oh no, baby, it's the black man's country too. The black American man and woman and children's country too. And that we can't be deported because we are the foundation of this country. We built this country. So we say we built the country. Well, you are the foundation of this country. That's why
I'm making this video as an Asian American to address my fellow Asian Americans who engage in anti-black racism. Let's talk about this. For example, this right-wing Asian says, let me list all the problems that black Americans face that is shared by people of no other race. Okay, list over. Yes, it is true. If a black person has a problem, an Asian or white person has the same problem somewhere in America. There's nothing special about your race. This is, in short, white supremacy talking points. Let's address this. Here's just a very short list of the unique suffering that black Americans have had to and still have to go through. 266 years enslavement, 99 years of Jim Crow, 300% maternal mortality rate, 2% the wealth of whites, explicitly denied the GI Bill, FHA loans, and college admissions, and Social Security access. SCOTUS ruled approval to commit black genocide in Buck versus Bill. which, by the way, has never actually been overruled. Arrested 10 times more than whites for the exact same acts. And don't even get me started on the dozens and dozens of black massacres committed by white supremacists throughout American history, through the 1980s, by vigilante groups, and by state government. Massacres for which reparations were never paid, and none of the white supremacists were ever held accountable. And as an Asian American and human rights lawyer, I'm acutely aware of the anti-Asian racism throughout American history. Everything from the Chinese Exclusion Act to the Asiatic Exclusion League to the outright ban on Asian immigration in 1924. So how ridiculous do you think it sounds when Asians are anti-black, when it was black Americans and black civil rights leaders who ensured that Asians would get their immigration rights back as part of the 1965 Civil Rights Acts? The civil rights movement influenced U.S. immigration policy intimately because black civil rights leaders recognized their own history and did not want that same suffering on Asian Americans. Therefore, leaders like Dr. King demanded that Asian Americans, Latino Americans, basically anyone non-white immigrating to the United States would be given dignity and humanity. And finally, let's address this nonsense claim that black people are the reason why Asian Americans can't get admission to Harvard or other Ivy League schools. Affirmative action is not your problem, because if you really blamed affirmative action, you would be blaming white women. Why? Because more white women have benefited from affirmative action than every other racial demographic and minority combined. Yet at no point do these Asian Americans who are anti-black and blame black people for affirmative action even bring up white women. Moreover, over 43% of white admissions to schools like Harvard would not have gotten admissions on credentials alone. They got admitted because they're legacy students. And the data shows that 3/4 of those white students were not qualified academically, meaning they took the spot of a more qualified black, Latino, or Asian person. But it's funny how these anti-black Asians have zero regard for this white supremacist policy of legacy, but they want to blame black people. This is white supremacy in a nutshell. And to those Asians who say, hey, look, I stand with black people, I don't believe in this kind of anti-black racism, that isn't enough. You need to speak out and condemn this injustice with your voice and your actions. Class dismissed.
The Asian community is literally so anti-black, and it literally fucking pisses me off. Like, we are literally so uneducated, uninformed, just misinformed, everything about the black community, and it pisses me off. And like, it just boggles my mind how a lot of Asians see black people as beneath them. I shit you not, I literally saw someone on my story and I literally was so gagged. Like, I was like, are you serious right now? And I sent him a message, ask him if he's being serious about this. This guy is Bhutanese. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but like, I guess he got like some kind of spray tan or whatever because he's doing some kind of stupid movie shoot or whatever. Roy posts on his story and says, because his skin is like 10 shades darker or something, he said, can I say the N-word now? With a ninja emoji next to it. I slid up so fucking quick and I asked this man, are you fucking serious right now? And guess what? That man left me on red. Need I say again that he is not black? He is Bhutanese from Bhutan or whatever the fuck you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Quite honestly, like, the Asian community is literally so underhandedly racist to the black community, and it just, like, not to mention the black community is one of the most supportive of marginalized groups that has ever, like, uplifted the Asian community and actually put effort into supporting us. I'm probably gonna piss a lot of Asians off for saying that, but it's literally the truth, and I fucking see it for what it is.
I have something to say to the Asian community that is anti-black. How can you be anti-black when the black man didn't cause Agent Orange in Vietnam, the black man didn't bomb Hiroshima or Nagasaki, the black man didn't put Asian people in concentration camps after Pearl Harbor, and that was about 120,000, and the black man didn't call COVID the Kung Fu virus? While all of that being anti-black towards me, you live off of the benefits of the civil rights. The one fucking thing you could say is thank you.
It seems like other, deeply melanated black people are really, really fucking upset that black American citizens exist. Like, ones that were actually born here that have a lineage here. Like, I keep seeing videos of them saying, oh, you're next. And shouts out to Leo. I saw his video where he was responding to, I'm guessing she was a Caribbean, saying your president doesn't like you. Y'all gonna be back picking cotton. He gonna get y'all out of here next. And it's like, he literally said that we built this country. He literally said that the birthright citizenship was for the descendants of slaves, chattel slavery. Y'all are so butthurt that we cannot be deported. Then they were like, oh, because when it's time for y'all to get out of here, y'all ain't going to have nowhere to go. Get out of where? Where they going to send me? Georgia? South Carolina? Y'all do know that a lot of us literally still to this day own land in this country. And the ones of us that don't know that we do, we're taking the proper steps and we're going through the proper channels to reclaim our ancestors' land. Y'all, maybe y'all don't know that, but it's so ignorant to keep assuming that we are all immigrants. Y'all are really jealous that we can't be deported anywhere. Y'all are really, really jealous. It's envy at this point, because what else is it? We don't do anything to you people. Nothing. We welcome y'all. And it seems to be backfiring that we all thought that we were all one just because we share the same hue of complexion. And I know I'm continuously making the same types of videos, but it's like, I keep seeing y'all making these videos talking about y'all, and then y'all always trying to attack slavery. Y'all always trying to attack as if on the Caribbean. Child, I could get into so much that's going on y'all's islands and in y'all's countries to this day in 2025. Y'all are just so fucking envious. Then it was this girl that was like, oh, if everybody has an issue with Black Americans, then maybe it's Black Americans. If everybody doesn't like you. No, that's not true. Because we literally do not start. We do not do anything to anybody. We've literally welcomed everybody that came to this country. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Like, I saw a girl saying Brooklyn belongs to the Caribbeans now. New York belongs to the Caribbeans. And it's like, we still exist out there. And the reason why y'all were able to successfully migrate and set up shop is because we supported y'all. We thought we were all kinfolk. I've had plenty of Caribbean friends to this day that I love and I've supported. I've supported businesses. I've patronized restaurants, shops, and everything. While y'all just literally, not all of y'all, but some of y'all just have this disdain, this hatred for us for no reason. And I think it's really envy that we cannot be deported. There's this deep-seated envy, like a hatred, because we are American. And a lot of y'all fight and strive so much to come here when we were born here. And yes, we've had our hardships and our struggles, and we still fighting and we still thriving. But we are a very, very successful group of Black people in the world globally. Our impact, the things that we've innovated, our inventions, the things that we've created, it's undeniable. Ain't nobody really fucking with us like that. Even the poorest of us that live in the hoods, if we compare our hoods to y'all's hoods, there's no fucking comparison. Y'all always want to compare y'all top 10% to our bottom 10. Let's go apples for apples. Living in a hood here is not even a marker to how much you make these days. It's very expensive to live in urban communities, especially in a tri-state in 2025. So that's not even a socioeconomic marker anymore. But anyways, I'm just tired of, like, leave us alone. Hang it up. It's relevant to Brooklyn Way.
Okay, now, this happens to be bigger than just a joke because it's about context, essentially. For instance, Hans Kim, the guy here, built his brand normally on edgy, provocative humor. And comedy, yes, is supposed to push boundaries, yeah? That's what comedians do. They poke at the uncomfortable truths and they exaggerate reality. They sometimes say what ordinarily what people would not say. But then here is the problem, though. When your joke touches on something like race and in the context of America, you're not just stepping into edgy territory, you're stepping into centuries of pain, of struggle, of stereotypes, of criminalization, and historical trauma generally. So Black Americans have, for example, been over-policed. over incarcerated, stereotyped as criminals for generations. So when someone makes a joke like this, implying that, ICE is targeting everybody else except black people, even if to them it sounds sarcastic, and to some people it just sounds like a joke, it can feel like it is minimizing the real, the very real state of issues of violence and racial profiling. And also the timing matters for that matter. Right now, there's already some tension, as we all know, between Black Americans and other minorities, especially because of this ICE agents issue and deportation and, so on and so forth. There's already this growing conversation where many Black Americans are saying, we've marched for everybody, we have protested for everybody, we have amplified everybody's else struggle. But when it is time to stand for us, nobody does that. And so we're not going to stand for people. We're not going to protest against ICE this time round. So when a joke comes from someone outside the community itself, and it seems to play on stereotypes, it doesn't just exist in a vacuum, it lands inside this frustration. I say not a vacuum because it's society, and you see, this is even the first time we've had this very same guy, flirt with some controversial issues to do with race. If you look at his pattern of comedy, I can say he leans a lot into the racial humor. And now some people defend that and say, yeah, it's just comedy, yeah. Well, fair enough. But here's the reality. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from reaction from the people that feel they have been, touched. You can say what you want, but people also can respond how they want, and then that is, and so Black Americans responding doesn't mean they can't take a joke, really. It means they are just saying, hey, be careful, watch your lines, be careful how you frame us, be careful how you use us as your punchlines, because jokes and comedy shapes perception. The people that are consuming that comedy over time, they get a certain perception, and humor also shapes culture. If you constantly joke about a certain group in a certain way, even subtly, you're slowly reinforcing an idea in people's minds. It's the people that are consuming the joke. And especially in today's world where it's easy to share information, it's consumed all over the world, So you're shaping perceptions all over the world. And in a society where stereotypes already exist, it's just reinforcement that is needed, yeah? And so now, I'm not saying comedians should walk on eggshells, should be too censored, too careful, but I'm saying comedians also belong to the society, You don't just perform in a vacuum, You're talking to people. You perform in front of real people with real history and with emotions, with history. And if you want to be edgy and fearless, fine. But understand that fearlessness can go both ways. You can be fearless in making a joke, and people can be fearless in calling it out. And that's what we are seeing. So, that is the balance that's here. So at the end of the day, this situation is less about canceling someone, and it's more about accountability, awareness, and being sensitive, watching your lines, being careful, and watching your timing, when to do something and how to do something, especially in a time where racial conversations are already a bit heated, especially in a time where ICE issue deportations are already a bit, so heated. Because once you start stepping into this racial commentary, whether intentionally or accidentally, you're not just a comedian anymore. You're really part of the conversation, and that's why now you're finding a lot of Black people, Black Americans are now reacting to what what this guy said. Yeah. And in 2026 America, this conversation is really proving to be sensitive. Maybe after some time, this everything will just cool down again and people will go back to normal life. But right now, it's a bit too sensitive. So yeah, that's my take on this. That's my 2 cents on this. I don't know what you think about it, but you can be sure to share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.